Hey guys, how's everybody doing? I hope this video finds you doing phenomenal. This is Darius, the Professor Wise, and I just wanted to come today and just share some information that I've read in the Financial Times. But before I get into the article and what it talked about, one of the things that it reminded me is that most people don't like to hear the truth. We just don't. We don't like to hear the truth. We like to be pacified so that we can go on about our lives. In some cases, some people have miserable lives that they're trying to portray as they're doing okay. So we don't want to hear the truth. We've all heard the saying that the truth hurts. So when I read this article, this was the first thing that came to mind, is that the truth hurts. And we all oftentimes find ourselves, or those that we know or that we hear about, playing the victim role. Okay, we live in one of the, if not the, greatest, wealthiest country in the world within the United States. So when I read this article, I thought about all that, and some of the stuff is not going to rub people the right way. But again, the truth hurts sometimes. So anyway, the article that I read was about a gentleman by the name of Jack Ma. Jack Ma is a founder of a company called Alibaba. Now, if you're not familiar with Alibaba, Alibaba is an e-commerce company that has grossed about $76 billion. So what Jack Ma said was, he said, the worst people to serve are the poor people. Whew. How did that make you feel? A lot of times when we hear poor or we talk about poor people, you know, people instantly get a certain feeling. And people may feel a certain way that, you know, we shouldn't talk about poor people or anything like that. We think about financial situations. We think about those who are, you know, not as fortunate as others. But when I read this, I didn't think of financial situation when he said poor. What I thought was mentality. Poor mentality. We have so many people that operate on a poor mentality. And that is part of the reason why we can't get, or some people can't get, out of the situation, be it financial or anything else, that they're in, is because they have a poor mindset, a poor mentality. So let me read one of the other things that it said in the article. And he says that, you know, you give somebody who has this poor mindset, what I'm saying, poor mentality, you give them something for free, they think it's a trap. If you tell them that they have to make a small investment, they'll say, you can't earn much money. If you tell them to come in big, you know, and make a big investment into it, they'll tell you that they don't have any money. If you tell them to try something new, they'll say they don't have any experience. If you tell them to try a traditional business, they'll say, that's too hard. I don't have any experience. And if you tell them that it's a new business model, then they'll say, oh, that must be one of those MLM things or one of those pyramid things or something. You know, so the mentality of these type of people, in my opinion, is poor. It's the mentality. But he said in closing, you know, poor people fail because they have one common behavior. And this was so profound to me. He said their whole life is about waiting. Their whole life is about waiting. And I ask you, are you waiting? Have there been opportunities that have been presented to you and you've made one of those excuses that I just mentioned? You know, did you say that, oh, one of them MLM things, or I don't have any experience, or I don't have any money, or you can't earn much money, or I don't have time, and all these other things that, quote unquote, poor people use as their justification for not trying something new, for not getting out of the box, for not using their full potential. You know, I know this video is a little longer than my typical videos, but this was so big for me. If we just wake up and realize that we are greater than how we act, and that we have more potential than we are actually putting out and acting on, that we can have the greatest life that we could ever dream of. You have more potential in you than you're showing. Let's go to work. Let's get out of the poor mentality, the poor mindset. Surround yourself with great people and you will become a great person. Surround yourself with wealthy people, you will become a wealthy person if you learn and listen and apply what they apply. So, family, let's not have the poor mindset. Let's not go in this and spend our whole life waiting, because one day that life will be over. So let's do something now while we can. I love you. God loves you. I hope this brought value to you. Some of you may have gotten upset because we talked about poor, but again, the truth hurts. And I was told early in life that if you throw a brick into a pack of dogs, the hit dog barks loudest. So let's get out of the poor mindset. Let's go out here and fulfill our potential. Do what you can do and go beyond what you think you can do. I love you. God loves you. I'll see you next time. And remember, greatness begins with one wise decision. Have a great day, guys.